DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
So wait a second. If you've already played the ending, then the show already happened. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming.
It was a great show. You guys learned so much from the things tonight. I can't believe that third point you made tonight, Dan, was just fabulous. I cried a little bit inside.
You did. No, you cried outside too. I saw the tear come down.
I was hoping no one noticed that.
I did. It's okay.
So now we're going to do the show in reverse. So
we got
number 5.
I can't count backwards. We're at almost Christmas break. Teacher friends know I'm fried. Forget it. It's over.
Not gonna work.
We gotta do it forward or it ain't happening.
Yeah, you're not gonna work too well.
Okay. Well, anyway, but everybody, thank you very much for joining in on this Monday evening. John and I, obviously we're having a little bit of fun, but we do have some great points tonight. This is the good time of year. You're for the most part, I know you Florida people, you're in busy wedding season, but for the rest of the country that has normal weather, we're not. We're getting ready. People are calling us. We got potentials and things like that going on, or they're emailing, because nobody calls anymore, but they're emailing us for potentials. And that's what's really happening right now. And so we are getting all set, and we've got to improve our business because we got to be ready. So tonight, that's what we're going to have.
It'll be so awesome and epic.
It will.
We got some folks joining us out on YouTube, Facebook. We got, let's see, Howie and Scott and Dave are with us here. Robin, I believe I saw. There's Robin, Beatbox Entertainment, Rural Sound System. Good evening and welcome to everyone. Joe is joining us out on Facebook. He's first one to comment on Facebook, so I get to see Joe's name pop up on that main chat. So thank you for being with tonight.
I do have a question.
Yes.
What makes a rural sound system?
That's a great question.
Is that like we stand in the valley and we just yell?
And as someone who is in a very rural area, I should be able to answer this one.
You should.
Let me get back to you because I don't want to confuse our topics for tonight.
Okay, fair enough. Oh my goodness. So the topic is 5 things that you can do in January. So obviously we're in December. And so if you get any great ideas, you can start them now. You don't actually have to wait 2 weeks, but you can start them now. But these are 5 ideas that you can do to boost your business. John's going to handle marketing. I'm going to handle education. There's probably going to be a little bit of overlap.
Oh, no overlap. None whatsoever.
None? Okay, perfect. Then I'm taking number 1. And if it's on your list, tough.
Then I can't say, then I'll have to do like you've sunk my battleship.
Yes. It'll be like Boggle. If I've used your words, you can't count it.
Oh.
But in all fairness, I couldn't narrow it down to 5. I really couldn't. I started researching, and once I hit, I've got 5 kind of general ideas, and within each of those ideas, I've got like 2 or 3. So my list is, I don't know, like 40 things long. But
holy cats! Talk about overachiever.
Maybe not. But it's more than just. And I'm not going to go in depth in a lot of them, but we'll see. Excellent. So my first one, though, I'm taking the first one because I'm going to sink your battleship with this one.
Okay.
This is the obvious one, or should be the obvious one to anybody that tunes in. And of course, I'm handling education, DJNTV.
I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. Can you explain it for me, please?
So that would be Disc Jockey News Television.
Is that new?
That is a listing of a bunch of different shows that we have available for you, whether it is the insider areas with some exclusive content that you get to check out, or whether it is the YouTube version of the show, which many of you are tuning in now. There's music shows like Dan Chaney, There's Brian S. Red and Jay Brennan. There's Ben Stowe. There's Music and Mixing with MJ. There's Randy Bartlett. There's Bill Herman. There's a listing of a ton of different information. You could sit on there and just watch and absorb and reabsorb, and something's going to stick eventually.
Somebody's going to stick it. That's one way to say it.
Listen, I will say this. MJ did a show a couple weeks ago, just a short little one on adding your logo to your skin of virtual DJ.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I watched it.
Did you do it?
I finished. It was like 2.5 minutes long. Started to type a message going, hey, is that how you did it in this? And I was like, wait a minute. I'm going to go back and rewatch it. I went back and rewatched it and realized he actually answered the question. So I'm glad I never actually hit send on that because he answered it. But it was there. And so a lot of great things. Sometimes you just have to watch it a couple times for it to sink in. Even if you take notes, it's good to always go back and rewatch.
And for those of you who have a topic or something that you're thinking, it's like, gosh, I wonder if they've done a show on that, or if there is something out there. You can go out to DJNTV.com or DiscJockeyNews.com, either one, and there's a search bar at the top, and you can, not the very, very URL bar, but there's a search in the in about the top third of the page. You can go in there and type in a couple of keywords, like 50s music, and it will pop up all the different shows that we have done on those topics. So you guys can make it a little bit easier in there. Granted, there's sometimes where more videos will show up than just the 50s, but that will help to narrow things down so you can go and find topics that you're looking for. So, yeah, I didn't have that on my list at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I
okay.
did.
Well, then I'm glad I had that.
Yeah,
there.
You started as well. So, my first one actually, Dave just gave it away. Dave must have been looking at my notes. My first one is to update, use this time in January, to update your social media. And that would include your Facebook, your Instagram, if you're doing Twitter, what have you. Update the information, make sure if there's any links and such that are there. As Shani pointed out last year, we did a video where she talked about privacy on your Facebook pages and different things such as that, on your personal and your business. Check these things out, make sure that they're set right. Again, update images. Video can be used as the main. I can't think of the word for it. Oh my gosh, I'm just drawing a blank. We've got your little the wall, the image, the main graphic cover page. Thank you. The cover page. You can use video in that area, and some companies have done a great job with that. Research that. Utilize some of this technology to having a video there. You can do a video for your little thumbnail and such now too on Facebook. So use these things. This is your time to get those up and going. Then make a commitment to yourself and to your business that for the next 12 weeks, you are going to post at least one piece of content a week. You could do a couple of them, but it's just at least one piece of content a week. Now, that doesn't sound like a ton, but if you can do one and you do that consistently for 12 weeks, when you get done with that, you'll probably find that you've now increased it to probably 2 or maybe even 3 posts a week. So start small, and if you can do 2 a week after the first couple of weeks, yay. If not, don't go and put 6 posts together and then just dump those all in the first 2 weeks, because then you may not have enough to get into beyond. Prepare it like a handful of posts, drop one, continue to think of other posts as you go along. Next week, drop another one. And then if you find you've got 10 of them in the hopper, maybe then you could drop 2 in a week. But don't get it to the point where you're all of a sudden out and then you have a brain fart that week and you're like, oh my God, what do I write about? What do I put up there? What little video could I do? Get those videos in advance, put them together, and commit to 12 weeks. Okay, that was my number one.
That is gold. I'm taking notes. So if you see me looking down, I'm writing. And then I'm going to rewatch this video because then I'm going to get it to stick. So my number 2 and comes into the form of YouTube videos. So this is kind of in addition to obviously the ones that we have and that the Disc Jockey News page has. But you got Nick Spinelli who's doing his stuff. Even though it kind of fits into our category, I'm throwing in the Mike Walter and Joe Bunn, the PhDJ podcast. So that's through YouTube. And then different gear reviews. You're trying to, this is a time of year where, if you're thinking about adding, whether it's budgeting for next year or whether it is just, if I'm going to make an adjustment, I'd rather get it now so I've got time to play with it before I have to take it out and use it in an event. So checking out what events or what gear rather you want to add to your collection. All those are great things that you can pick up from YouTube and utilize during this time.
Excellent. Yeah, there's a lot of great resources out there. Some are going to be better than others, and some will be more fitting than others. And I say it that way is that if you've spent a little time looking at UK DJs, some UK DJs are mobile entertainers doing the mobile disco, but many of them are a bedroom DJ, kind of a small club DJ who is playing like in a chill lounge. How would MJ call that person? Would that be a club DJ?
No, it'd be a lounge DJ.
With lounge DJ. So there is that word. Okay. Yeah. So just again, be a little, as you're going through and looking, checking things out to make sure you're not listening to somebody who has absolutely no idea and is in, more of a beginner and has less knowledge than you do. Granted, you can still learn something from them sometimes, but your time is precious. And just to go and sit there and watch someone for 6 hours and find out that they were a blooming idiot. Yeah. Okay. My second one is again, Dave did my first two in one post. Update the website. Now, one of the things, that's easy to say, update the website, what have you with that. But the idea now is everyone's looking at it on a cell phone. A couple of key features you want to have with this is that you may want to think about going to a one-page website that can be on a mobile device and could be scrolled down. The websites aren't like they used to be in many cases, is that people are going to be finding you on social media, or they want to find you on your website after they've done a Google search, and then they want to pop out to your social media and see your Instagram pictures of what you've done. They want to see your Facebook page, business profile page of what you have done. They want to see things like that. Yes, you can put reviews and things such as that on your Facebook page, but most people, or your website, but most people aren't giving that much credibility anymore. You need to get them where they are going, and that's in those social media realms. So think about maybe going down to a one-page, easy scrolling with the cell phone. Second thing is, so you need to have a phone number on there, and it has to be set so they can click on the phone number, they can touch it, and it will dial on their phone. Not all WordPress browsers will allow, or WordPress themes will allow that. Some of them you put the phone number in there, and it's just a graphic. That's just silly. Yes, you're going to get spam calls even if your phone number isn't on the internet. That's the way the world is this day. You want that so they can go to your website and say, "Oh, look at here, I can click and boom, do you want to call this phone number?" Oh yeah. There we go. That's the way you want it to be, that easy. Or you want to make sure you've got a secondary, or you may have that, maybe an email is what you want them to do. Make it as easy as possible. My suggestion is you put a m.me / your username on Messenger or Facebook so they can message you. Those are going to be the quickest. They're going to text you, it's going to be your quickest, and the Messenger, probably your two number ones, but having that phone number so they can click on it, so it pops up, and then they can say call or message. Yeah, make it easy for them. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Easier the better.
Easier the better is exactly right. That was my number 2.
So my number 3, you'll notice that most of the things that I'm trying to do tonight are going to be low cost, that are going to be or free, as we saw with the second one. But our third one, I couldn't give justice to an educational track without giving some props to somebody and what they've done that has some cost. And so what I'm talking about is Alan Berg. I went to an Alan Berg presentation, I guess you want to say. It was a workshop, if it will. It wasn't his mastermind group, but it was a one day and presentation on a couple different products. And at that seminar presentation, I bought it was like a multi CD collection of the audio of all of his presentations. And when I was driving in the car, I would just make sure I popped it in, and I would just listen to them one after another after another. And again, the more you hear it, sometimes the better it sinks in. I went to his website just to kind of see what he's doing with that currently. And he has a complete bundle, which includes his books and a flash drive instead of audio CDs, because who uses CDs anymore? Right. Mm-hmm. Of all of his material for $200, or if you just wanted those audio presentations, a flash drive, $80. So not free, but 12 audio presentations. I mean, that's like sitting through 12 seminars of just his. And when it comes to marketing, when it comes to presentations, he knows what he's talking about. A lot of his ideas I immediately implemented into my marketing, and I saw a quick upswing. I've kind of gotten away from some of those, so I've got to get back to it. But in the meantime, definitely something you want to check out. Allenberg.com is where you can find them.
So you purchased, you implemented, and now you're living in a new house, correct?
Yeah.
Coincidence?
I think so.
Possibly. I think probably the biggest thing with that is it for those who are going to listen to it and absorb it. It's an investment that will pay dividends for a long period of time. In one area that Alan Berg is a master of his websites. He will take what little bit I told you here and take it exponentially to a level that will make it so your website becomes a selling tool. But if you're not going to listen to the audio things, do his workbooks, go through the process, you're wasting your money and you're wasting your time. So you make a commitment to yourself to do it, then buy it, then do it, then implement it. And then next year you can buy Dan and I a steak dinner by saying, wow, that was the best $200 I spent. Unless Dan's going to order a well-done steak. And if that's the case, he can't have one.
Medium well.
You still can't have one. Okay. Number 3. This is, I got to see if Day happened to guess my, Day, I'll sit quietly. My number 3 is, this is a great time to create some of the content I talked about in number 1. But specifically what I would create is I would do 30-second videos, taking some of the images you've shot this past year from your events or some little short video things and do little 30-second tips video for people in the wedding industry. Maybe on hey, here's a really cool idea on a bouquet toss. And Bride Wendy here, you can see how she has things lined up, and we moved the rest of the crowd over just a little bit, and this is why we did it, and this is a neat idea for it. Little tips like that, creating this content that you can go back and use on your social media. But you need to create it twice. You need to create it as a horizontal type, and if you can, you change it and create it so it's either a square for Instagram or create it on a vertical so you can go Instagram stories type of a thing. Even on Facebook, the more vertical videos are doing better than the horizontal videos. So go that direction. Make it square, make it, do it for the different spots. YouTube, the traditional is your best on YouTube. Get these things, create these now, and then you can drip them out over time. And you can take even a simple picture of a first dance. And maybe there's in that picture, there's something really cool happening, and you can describe that. And you can be sitting in front of a camera and then have that picture pop up right to the side as you're talking about that moment. The way we were able to set up this moment and help them enjoy just this time in their lives and explain it. But explain it not as we're the greatest ones ever. Explain it as how you can help the people achieve their dreams. If you frame it in that way, you're going to make these little spots very successful, and you're going to have people who will appreciate them. And when they appreciate them, they share them. And there's nothing cooler than to have something get shared out there, and then someone comes back and says, hey, you did that one little cool video. Tell me more about your wedding service. Create your content.
Absolutely. And obviously, now you said something about targeting the wedding professionals or targeting like potential clients.
You could do either. I would spend my time targeting clients by making tips and things for them to be to have those moments and such. And then some of those tips could utilize something that a fellow vendor did well, that it was just incredible and makes that fellow vendor look like a rock star. Those would actually be gold because you can talk about how the photographer set up this shot, and this was incredible. And the way they were able to do this is that we collaborated just a little bit, and I made sure that the lighting was just right, and I had the people in the right place at the right time, and they were able to capture this moment. Now the photographer is going to look good. You're going to, and it's just a win-win-win situation, and more people share.
Absolutely. Yeah, no vendor will share faster than the person who they get some love from. So
true that.
Definitely. So number 4, back to the free versions. Scott Favor. All right. So some of you know Scott Favor. He does the Breakfast with the Game Master. This guy is known for games. Or maybe we should kind of take. He's known as the Game Master, but a lot of his ideas are not necessarily what one might classify when they think of games. And so what I've done with Scott, I've kind of followed him secretly. I've talked with him a few times, but I've never met him face to face. And you might not think that you do games. So for example, I my only game, if you will, that I do is the shoe game, the Newlywed Game. But one of the more recent tips that he had on his on his Facebook site, his Facebook page that he has, talked about a new way to do the anniversary dance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I wouldn't classify it as new, but it was different than maybe a lot of us might think about doing it. And so following somebody like that, following those ideas often just gives you another way to look at it, another way to think about it. And especially when it's a resource that's free, you pick up a little tidbit, and it's gold right there. It's a chance for you to change how you do something, and why not look for a way to be unique and have some fun with it.
Oh, exactly. And Scott Favors has such a great resource of information that goes from games to all sorts of other areas. So,
oh, absolutely.
Interactive Game Master. That is the man right there. And for those of you who will be with us in Las Vegas with the DJNTV event, you're going to actually get to spend about 3 to 4 hours with Scott Favor at the event. He's going to be doing his breakfast with the Game Master with Mike Farino, and then the two of them are going to be doing a second seminar during the Tuesday at the show. So if you're interested, go to djntv.com/show, and there's the full list of all the what's going to be happening. The masterclass is regular, and ticket prices and such right now are going to be, this is the best they're going to be, and you can find out the links and everything are there, and the discount code. It's all on the website, so you can go there and do that. Perfect.
Nice.
Okay, number 4. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is a time to go out to all these social media channels that you like. That would be Facebook, Instagram, and I would recommend going out to Pinterest also and spending some time looking for the venues in your area. Now, most of us have a pretty good idea of the venues that are in your area, but a lot don't realize that there are more barn and pasture and backyard venues that have popped up in your area in the last 2 to 3 years. In my little area, there are 10 new venues that weren't here 5 years ago. And I'm in a very rural sound system. Yeah, I'm in a very rural area. The closest town has 300 and some people. I mean, we're in a pretty rural area. Cornfield. Well, right now it's snow. But anyway, so go find these pages. Make sure you're liking and following these pages. Then, especially on Facebook, you can go through and look at their events that they have done. Go and check out their past events and see if, generally, unless they delete those, they will just be kind of archived or just sitting there, current events and past events. What this can do for you is to show you some of the bigger things that they do throughout the year. Some businesses have been around for 3 or 4 years. They are now doing their wine tasting that second week of May or whatever. I don't know. That's probably not right. They do it in the fall. But anyway, they're doing something second week of May, and they've done it for the last 3 years. What's really cool about that is you can go and kind of figure a way that you could offer your services to come and help them make their event even better. Maybe that's offering a PA. Maybe that's doing some spotlighting for them. Maybe that's coming in there and doing armpit noises. I don't know. But the idea is that you're going to offer them some kind of a service that will help make their event better and start building that relationship. You're not going to be able to build it unless you've made those connections and you starting to follow them and do some engaging. And you can find a lot of information just by, kind of gleaning those pages. And again, it could be the Pinterest, it could be the Instagram, could be the Facebook, Twitter, maybe not so much. You could spend some time on LinkedIn if you really wanted to. I don't know how effective that would be unless you're working with a catering manager that works at a Radisson or a Holiday Inn or Embassy Suites or something to that effect. Really, your big areas are going to be that Facebook and Instagram in this particular case. So
nice.
There we are.
And I will say this, sometimes, especially get your foot in the door, don't expect that you're going to go in and get your full rate to make them look good.
You're probably going to end up having to volunteer time,
yep.
And that's okay, especially if it's on an off night. If it's like the second week of June, that's like a night that you're going to have to turn away work. Yeah, not so much. But on the flip side, they're probably not going to do an event that would require you to be a volunteer DJ the second week of June because they're also a wedding facility. They were going to do something on that off night, i.e. around here. They're going to do it fishing weekend, because no one gets married fishing weekend. And that's a time for the fishing bride or the fishing widows, whatever they call them, to, go out and do a wine tasting in May. Why would they be tasting wine in May? Because by then it would be like old. And no one likes old wine.
Fine wine.
No, you want your wine in your cardboard box so you can just go pop it open or maybe in a plastic jug. That's classic
Listen, John, next time you come over to visit our area,
you've got some cardboard boxes of wine.
We're going to take you to New York, and we're going to show you that there's never a bad time to go wine tasting.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you got next for us?
Number 5. So I lumped this. This goes back to some costs, but I really think, again, that if you're utilizing this, it's going to be a good idea for you. So I grouped DVDs, and that was the title of this. And so 3 main ones. This is in addition to the stuff that I mentioned earlier with like the CDs and audios from Ellen Berg. But DVDs, you've got Peter Mary DVDs, the funweddingexperts.com. He's got everything from a bundle that's about $140 to like $400 where you could get them all. And there's everything from sales to how to handle grand entrances to I forget what all is in there, but it's a big collection, needless to say, and well worth, I think, obviously, if you take advantage of the big bundle to just, if you have the money to do it, so that you can little by little go through those pieces and, again, implement what you're doing. Ron Ruth does stuff for Disc Jockey News and has been in as part of DJNTV and different things like that. Ron does great ideas at wowing customers. He's a Disney fanatic, if you didn't know that. And he's been able to really kind of digest that Disney philosophy and using it and twisting it and tweaking it to fit not just DJ and that type of customer service, but customer service in general. So a lot of great ways and information that you're going to be able to glean from that. Right. And then, of course, Randy Bartlett, 1% Solutions, even though he's, retired, he's still got great content in his videos. So if you haven't yet, for some reason, pick that up. He was running a special this time of year. I don't know if he still is or not, but it would be worth at least checking out if you still haven't picked him up, because I don't know if he's going to continue to make them.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think eventually they're going to go to fully digital. So if you want to have the DVD, that's great, and you can still get that. But there's not many left, from what I'm understanding. Trying to think, was there anything? Because you mentioned Mike Walters' educational training stuff. He's got some really good stuff.
Actually, I didn't.
Well, you did earlier.
But I meant to.
Oh, you mentioned the podcast with Mike.
Oh, yeah.
So you've looked at some of Mike Walters' things, haven't you?
Oh yeah, I pretty much picked up just about everything, with the exception of his multi-op one.
Did you get his the latest little video, the Why People Dance?
That was the other thing. I forgot about that. I caught that in person, and so I recorded the audio. So my thought is to maybe, but I'm gonna see, because it was like $30.
Yeah, it was like $30, but you saw it in person, so.
Yeah,
it was, and if you took some notes and such on a few things, you got the gist of it. And yeah, the $30 is nice as a refresher in about a year or so, a person to look back at that and say, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. But if you guys haven't gotten that, go out to Mike Walter. I think it's MikeWalter.com, or is it DJMikeWalter.com? And I'm going to check that out. I don't remember which one he has. No, that's a real estate, so it must be DJ Mike Walter. Anyway, go out there and train your next great DJ is what that is. And if he's got that Why People Dance seminar, that was one of the best seminars I've seen at a DJ convention in a number of years. It was really good, and it was the topic or the title didn't do justice for what you could take away from that. So,
no, I think too many people look at it and it was like, okay, this is the why, so we're just gonna like find a way to make them dance, and there was so much. It was so much deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
And just the way he read through it, and then some of his own research and continues to add to that. I was impressed, because like you said, the name kind of gave one out title, and I heard some good things about it, so I knew going in, I was like, okay, this is definitely one I want to see. But yeah, not what I was expecting. Much better than what I was expecting, and well worth it if you haven't checked it out yet. And even if you have, like John said, get it now, have it for later for a refresher.
Excellent. Good stuff. My number 5 in a marketing area is, this is a great time to go and check out. First off, I would start going to your local area, your service area, and typing in one of the main communities that you work, especially if you're in a more rural, i.e. not metro. If I'm in Minneapolis and I type in Minneapolis wedding DJ, the search engine is going to be a little bit clogged, for lack of a better way to describe it. But if your area might be 10 miles out of Minneapolis and you want to work in a specific community that has your main venues in, there's the key. in that community, type in that community wedding DJ, the things that a bride or groom would type into Google to look for DJs. See who lists towards the top. Not only, yourself, you may list or you may not, probably not, just because to be on the top is almost impossible. Then you can decide at that point, do I want to buy the ad up at the top and spend that kind of money? You could do that with Google or Google Ads, or check which listing service, because generally the Knot or Wedding Wire, Wedding Pro, whatever they're calling themselves now. And then there's WeDJ that's involved with that. And I saw the pros, I think it came up in the search, but there were about 5 or 6 different search companies that were up there before any of the real DJ companies got there. These will drive traffic to you, especially if you're not in that large metro area. If you're, somewhere maybe in one of the suburbs where your favorite venues are, you may have a chance to be able to go and buy a listing in that community, not spend a ton of money, and to be able to get that. So first do the Google thing, find out where you may do the best. And if nothing else, even if you're just free and everywhere, this is your time to go update. Put a different picture up there if you have a more modern picture or a cool picture from this past year. Make sure your websites, your URLs are all working and the emails are all working and everything's looking kosher. Update the text a little bit. Granted, it's not like a website where you want to be changing it every 6 months as they recommend. You don't have to change it, but you want to make sure that it's talking about, you don't want it to be talking about the hot new song from 3 years ago. You want to be talking about how much fun it is, that with today's bride and what will work with her compared to, talking about something, when Uptown Funk was a brand new song in a way, hey, everyone's going to love this brand new song from Bruno Mars. Yeah. So make sure you are updating all that information and that it is a good reflection of what's going on today and your brand as it is today. If you've changed your logo, what have you, this is the time to fix that and get it all set. Okay. Yeah. Now you said you had 40.
No, I don't have 40. Well, if you paid attention, John,
I know you did. You bundled.
I bundled. I
felt like the Progressive commercial where you were bundled. The home and money, auto and when I was waiting for Flo to come in there or maybe Jamie to come in and sing a song for us or something.
So anyway, so I've got one more that I'm gonna.
I was hoping there was a bonus one because I didn't do a bonus one. I was thinking afterwards. I'm so not being good, but I figured you were going to be the curve wrecker.
I've got to be the overachiever. Plus, I thought if this was Battleship and you took one of mine, that I still had something to go with.
So I was just, I could have been completely, if you would have said, something, I could have been out. Oh, I've only got 4 now. I would have somehow mentioned Huey Lewis or learning the newest mega seg that just came out here about a month and a half ago. I would have gone to that, but I didn't go to that. I want you to know I didn't go to that.
I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah, I didn't go to that. So your bonus.
My bonus is if you have a membership in ADJA, all right. So if you got a membership in there, you may not even be aware of the video collections that they already have available.
Yes.
So I was talking with Drax, and I would kind of fit in that category. I didn't really realize. And according to what he was able to tell me, over 200 hours of video content is included with your membership. So this is not something you'd have to spend extra for to be able to get those tips, be able to get those tricks, and find out some new information or some information that can help improve where you currently stand. So if you got a membership, time to actually use it.
Yeah, and there's some really good stuff that Drax has got in that catalog of content. So definitely a good resource. Good idea. You kind of forget about that.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, I know a lot of people they pick it up, and to be honest with you, a lot of them tend to pick it up just because, I get that, and then I get a cheaper insurance.
Yeah,
and so that's all they ever really look at it for. There are other pros to it, and one of those pros is the video content that's already available.
Mm-hmm.
If you're paying for it, might as well use it, right?
And there's, even as a member, when you're a full member of the ADJA, if there's a time where you've got a question about something within your business, Drax has been a businessman at many levels through a variety of different businesses over the years. And if you guys have watched some of the shows where he and I have talked about business and such, sometimes he does get a little bit long-winded. I'll give you that. But generally, Drax is going to be able to give you some pretty solid information that you can, really think about and how you could apply that. As an example, there was a thread that somebody had posted talking about, hey, I'm thinking about adding some pipe and drape to my DJ business because I see it all over, and I think that I could make money with the pipe and drape, and I'd like to add it to my service. And of course, the first thing that people were jumping at is like, oh yeah, DJs have lights and pipe and drape. You can use that for a variety of different things. Well, Drax's advice was to look at the possible profit and usability and saleability of it within the area in which you're doing, with the type of shows you do. Are you going to be a DJ, or are you going to be a production company? If you're doing production company, you're going to be looking at probably selling things just a little bit different. It's no longer an add-on. It's something you're going to sell differently to different people and different clients. Can be done, but there's more to it than just going to Georgia. Can't remember what they are. Georgia Expo. Yeah, Georgia Expo, and saying, hey, I'll take 100 feet of that and 50 feet of that, and let's go. You have to have a plan, because you can throw a lot of money away on some really cool stuff. And then somebody like my friend Jeremy Lanby will come through, and he'll buy it for pennies on a dollar because that guy can figure out how to use things and make things work. So, yeah. So, well, cool. There was our list.
Yeah.
So
11
let's see.
things.
So yeah, we 11 things, and there's a couple of good ones there. And let's see. We are here. We have got one more. Actually, you know what? Monday nights. We'll have to see what's going to go on the 30th. What we'll do that week.
I might have to do a Mike Walter, where I've got the TV like here, while we're doing the show.
Oh, what?
Because my Gators are playing in their ball game.
Oh, goodness. So next Monday night, he's not with us tonight, but Reggie is, Wisconsin, the Packers are playing the Vikings next Monday night. So I could have my TV here and pretty much ignore it because I don't care. So, yeah, just try to make it sound, no, it really doesn't matter to me that much. I like to check what the score is later, but yeah. Take time to appreciate. Yeah. So for those of you with us tonight, tomorrow night there's only going to be the one show. We've got Brian and Jay are going to be coming on. We're going to be going 10 o'clock Eastern tomorrow night because Ben is still traveling and going to get home with his family, and we're going to kind of make it a easier night tomorrow night. And then Wednesday night, MJ is going to be on. I'm pretty much, tomorrow night is the last thing for me for the week, because I've got children coming home from college. I've got kids that are getting off from school, and the fishing, we can actually fish. This past weekend, we took the little ones out and went fishing a couple of times. So I'm not going to be doing as much here for the next week to 10 days. And then we'll be back, actually probably about 2 or 3 weeks, and then we'll be back after the first of the year, hitting it hard once again. So, let's see. Was there anything else, Dan, we didn't hit on tonight?
When was the Donnie Lewis tonight or last?
Tomorrow night. Donnie Lewis is tomorrow night.
Okay, so that is there still.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Donnie Lewis, is going to be going on tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern. And Donnie's, for those of you who do not know, Donnie is very, very good when it comes to projector mapping. He's fabulous with that. He not only does a great job with the setup and layout, but he teaches it well so people can understand it. He's going to be doing a master class at the DJNTV DJ Convention in February. He'll be, Tuesday maybe? I don't remember. It's on the schedule, djntv.com/show. He's going to be doing that 2-hour master class. And if you have a full pass and you take Donnie's session, you're going to get the video access to the sessions you missed. If you don't have a full pass, you can still go to Donnie's session. So you can be an exhibit hall only pass. You can go to Donnie's session and learn about programming, and then you can hang out in the DJNTV chill room for the rest of the show. So you're still going to have the networking, you're going to have the learning, you're going to have the exhibit hall, and you're going to learn how to do Donnie's stuff. So there's a variety of different options. Actually, Dan, I went through today and figured it out. A person can fly from Minneapolis. You can get the hotel room, and you can attend all of the seminars not the master classes, but just the seminars. You could do this from Minneapolis for under $600.
Wow.
If you were really, really going to be frugal. And what I mean by frugal is when you get there, you walk down to the convenience store and you buy a loaf of bread and you buy a thing of peanut butter and such. It can be done. Mm-hmm. And actually, you would still be able to go and have lunch a couple of times over at the burger shop, Steak and Shake. Airfare from Minneapolis, you can have round trip airfare for $125.
Wow.
It's like, oh my gosh, that is crazy. So this is a great time if you're thinking about coming down and seeing us in February. February is an inexpensive time to fly to Vegas. The tickets are available right now for the show, and there's going to be a lot of cool things there. So go check them out.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think we are good for tonight. So,
all right,
take us on.
That John told you what's coming up. Obviously, make sure that you are checking your emails as well, so you know about any things that are coming up next week. Of course, the holiday and all that kind of stuff is going to throw a wrench in some things, but you will still be up to date because you're going to be checking out the emails. I thank you very much for spending some time with John and I tonight, and hopefully, like we said earlier, you picked up a few tidbits, something that you can implement. And I got to throw a little nod today, because besides stealing the couple that he did earlier, he came up with some other great ones. They didn't fit into the marketing and education, which is why we didn't really, pick up too much. But definitely some things to implement as well. So scroll back in the chat and check those out. But thank you very much for being a part of our evening. Have a great night.
Good night, everybody.